Hi, it's Red-Headed Riding Hood here, red for short. I don't have any makeup on today because my eyes are very sensitive and I have a problem with this eye, and I think it is time for me to get a new mascara. So, yeah. When I go live tonight, I'll probably have got my new mascara. So if you'd like to see me with makeup on, come to my live tonight at 5:30 Mountain Time. I'm going to read you William Barclay's daily celebration. When it is dangerous to think. Often when we say, I'll think about it, all we really mean is that we don't want to decide. There is a famous story of how, in a moment of crisis in the history of Greece, Aegistalos, I don't know if I said that right, Aegistalos, the Spartan king, assembled his men and prepared to go into action. He sent word to another of the Greek rulers asking him to come to help in the hour of their country's peril. The other king replied that he would consider it. Aegistalos sent back the answer. Tell him that while he is considering it, we will march. We ought to be very careful that when we say, I'll think about it, we in fact mean precisely the opposite, and that we are not simply evading a decision that we ought to make. Another way of putting this is that when we say, I'll think about it, we are often simply postponing something that we ought to do. Sometimes, perhaps unconsciously, we labor under the delusion that if we talk about a thing for long enough, in some mysterious way, we will find that it has happened. No one is going to deny the usefulness of thinking about things and of discussing them, but perhaps we should remember oftener than we do that thought and talk are in the last analysis no substitutes for action. There comes a time when talking and thinking must become doing, and when the phrase, I'll think about it, ought to be left behind. It is all too true that often if we go on saying, I'll think about it, the thing will so often not be done at all. It is often a way with some generous impulse. Someone's need moves us to pity and compassion, and we would like to help, but we stop to think about it and the fine moment is gone. There is a time when it is no doubt wise to say, I'll think about it. It is wise for me to say that, honestly. This is one of those I won't say I disagree with, but I'll just say I don't relate to, because my impulsivity, maybe it's my ADHD, and also my codependency, is I rush in to help when I should wait a minute. So I'm the opposite of this. There's a time when it's no doubt wise to say, I'll think about it, but there are still more times when we ought to say, don't bother thinking about it, do it. So, yeah, I feel like it's a good one for some people, but for me, I don't relate to that very often. And even, I've said this before on lives, that I've taken homeless people into my home, and that was really unwise and stupid. Claire Bear would be annoyed at it, and rightly so. I shouldn't have never done that. To my kids, I apologize. To my kids, I apologize. That was unwise. That was stupid. It wasn't for a long period of, we did have a young, I think she was in her 20s by that time, someone that we knew, but we tried to help. I don't know how long she was there. But I think it was not a good idea. also, but we tried to help her, and we needed help ourselves. It's like I'm a dysfunctional person. Here, let me help you, dysfunctional person. I mean that's what I would try to do. There were so many people that not always took them into our house, but there was a family that we would always give them money until I finally said, this has got to stop. They were just, basically using us, and they would continue to come to us, and we'd give them money. And my ex is very codependent in this too, and he likes the feeling of I make this money, I'm good, and I'm a good guy, and I'm helping you. So he let me do this, and we brought in my brother when my fourth child was born. My brother Christopher lived with us. He lived with us for 9 months, from a month, like it was like a month or so before she was born until she was about 8 months old. So, and he had some issues, not as serious as my other brother Mark, but he had some mental health issues too, and so we tried to help him. Not that I'm not sorry that I did that, and he passed away in 2018, but you do have to, I have to say, when it's dangerous, not to think about it and not to pause. When it's dangerous to not have boundaries, but this is called when it is dangerous to think. Yeah, quite frankly, that's not my problem. I tend to rush in and do things when I need to. Leave it alone, as I said about the Joel Osteen message. Very good message. Leave it alone. So yeah, that's the one for today. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. I'm going live tonight at 5:30 Mountain Time. Bye.